2-0 dominant victory for Infectious, finishing it with that palm. Let's go. Solid stuff from him. That was really, really good. And boy, like this guy, like I feel like he can beat anyone in the world. Like with the right strategy, the right game plan. Infectious, there's something about him that really does separate him from other players.
I mean, we have seen, of course, we have seen a lot of Infectious around the world. As you said, he goes against people, and we just like, I mean, it's Infectious, he could do it, and he's done it consistently, whether it's EVO, whether it's Red Bull Comité, the amount of premieres that he entered and did ridiculously well. And today is, of course, the big day. Infectious confirms his qualification to Capcom Cup. That's going to be the 2 European West representative, Takamura and Infectious. What a day it's been for Infectious, man.
Man, that's crazy right there. Infectious will take it. He will join Venom and Angry Bird, right? In the and Takamura, yeah. The 4 guys from the European region will be going out there to Capcom Cup. Infectious, that was such a good set, man. Like,
so let me give you an interesting statistic, Terence. For his entire run, from pools to tournament win, do you know how many games Infectious lost?
So tell me.
2. 2 games. He lost 2 games. He lost 1 game to Beslan in winners final of his pool. Then he went on to win 2-0 against Infectious, and then he lost 1 game to Mopulapo. Every other set were 3-0 or 2-0. This guy has been absolutely ridiculous. Only lost 2 games in an entire tournament.
Definitely the scientist of the game. You know, he breaks it down. He breaks it down to a maths equation, and he solves it in the quickest way he possibly can. Infectious is just, outstanding talent, and I'm happy to have him out there representing Europe at Capcom Cup. Always good to have him.
It's definitely a solid one, of course. I mean, we've got to say as well, Tarrant, like the surprise, maybe. I mean, I would say like the surprise, because that's like one of the qualifiers that we expected. Yeah. But it's just like harsh to think that people who we've seen at every single Capcom Cup on SF5, Problem X and Luffy, will be missing out unless the popular vote saves them at the end of the season. This season has been a very harsh one, and Infectious must be very happy, of course, to be one of the few blessed players who will attend this Capcom Cup.
Yep, absolutely. And, regardless, online or offline, Infectious is definitely a candidate to make it to Capcom Cup regardless. So, I'm happy to have him there. And that was an outstanding performance from him. But I do think, guys, we might just be getting a little interview on the way here.
Of course, we want the winner to talk to us. We do want the winner to talk to us. He's getting ready to join us. Let us know, chat. If you have any questions that you would like to ask Infectious, let us know so we can get this. He's not there yet, quite there yet, but on his way. The robot is installing the speech plugin right now because he was plugged into Street Fighter 5. If you have questions, please make sure you write them in binary, because otherwise can't read him.
But that's please.
1s and 0s, of course. But damn, I mean, it's been such an entertaining top 8 to watch, Terrence.
Yeah, that was a great one for sure. Always providing the great matches. So I think we are going to jump over to that interview with Infectious right now. So Infectious, are you there, man?
Can you hear me?
I can indeed.
All right, cool, yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Just
How'd
qualified the Capcom Cup.
Listen, congratulations, Infectious, for an extremely strong performance. I was telling Tarrant, you have only lost 2 games in this entire Capcom Cup. We're gonna just take turns in asking you a few questions, if you don't mind, because we have a lot to talk about. Of course, we've got a lot to ask you about. My first question, of course, is yesterday you put a strong performance about Hurricane, but the question I have for you is, after that top 16, when that top 8 was gonna start, and when you knew that both Problem X and Luffy were not in that top 8, were you already feeling a bit relieved?
No, not at all. Listen, this tournament has shown the quality and level of players in Europe. Killzoo, Mopulapo, rising talent, amazing players, and they're on the way to being some of the best players in the region. So there was no resting on your laurels, even though some of the top killers were out, because there were strong players in. Gunslinger showed up. Another fellow Zeku. Mr. Crimson's always there. I think I've played him 3 times in online CPT grand finals before. So Crimson's solid, came with the G. I mean, there was no resting, underestimating your opponent.
Awesome stuff. So speaking of Gunslinger especially, we noticed you picked Ken in that set. Was that specifically to kind of avoid a mirror match scenario, or is there something that you notice when you play against him with Ken that maybe we don't know about?
We've played thousands of games. And so that match, and I've been working on that match quite a bit because I tried it once against Angry Bird and it didn't work out. So I went back and had a few tweaks. And I do like that match. I like Ken versus Zeku, so I thought that was the best choice rather than going for the mirror match.
I like this one. I remember that you picked, I think it was a Vituga 2 Ken against Angry Bird, right? Yeah, that was a while ago. I do remember this one. Another question regarding that grand finals, you say like you played Crimson a lot, right? Today he seemed committed to G as a character against Zeku. He did it for Gunslinger, he did it for you as well. And I know for a fact, like I've watched Crimson a lot, I don't think he's ever beaten like one of the like top Zekus with Sim, whether it was you or Angry Bird. Seeing his G today and like the way you fought him, were you surprised that he did not pick Dalsim at all, or was it something you were kind of expecting?
I was expecting it. I think the last 3 times I played him, it was Dalsim, and I won. So I expected him to come with G. It was scary at times, but it was. I think he's still at the point where he's getting to grips with the character because he's played Dalsim so long, and to transition into a character like that that's more closer to Laura, who he used to play, would take a bit of time. But he's, he's good. He played well. It was a good match.
Yeah, that was a good one for sure, man. One other thing I wanted to ask you. So we know you as kind of a multi-character specialist. You play all these different characters. You have them in the back in the ready for the time when that may be. Are there any other characters you got your eye on? Maybe like a Seth or something like that, or anything else you might be looking to pick up.
I've been trying out a lot. I've been trying out a lot of different characters and just theorizing, seeing what works, anything that people might have missed with certain characters. So it's been really fun recently as well. So I'm just going to keep doing that, and maybe I'll whip out something new close to the time.
This is something we like about watching Infectious, that anytime he will surprise you with a very interesting character pick. So Infectious, you are the last European representative to Capcom Cup. Of course, in EU East we got Phenom and Angry Bird. In EU West we got Takamura and yourself. That's definitely a strong roster, despite like a bit of a different roster, and we're gonna take on a Capcom Cup that is a bit different. I'm thinking especially about the fact that this Capcom Cup will have at most like 2 Japanese players, while usually you get a good 15, 16 Japanese players. Is this something that you as a competitor see as a positive, like the competition is going to be different, or is it something you see as dangerous because a lot of people you've probably never met before are going to be there and you're going to have to prepare for them with limited information?
I think it's going to be exciting in a different way. So yeah, it's unfortunate that we're not going to have the top players in the world all competing at Capcom Cup. It's going to be top players on the day, or players from a particular region who are able to best out their fellow players. But it's going to be exciting because it's so unknown. Like nobody knows what the format's going to be like. I think they might be doing a different format as well. There's going to be wild cards. It's going to be entertaining, but it's just not the same as the previous Capcom Cups.
Okay, interesting. All right, then I guess to close out, I'll just ask you a generic one that I guess a lot of people would like to hear the answer for. What are your top 5 characters in the game right now?
Ooh, top 5. That one's caught me off guard. I think Seth's up there. Akuma's up there. I think Rashid is still there. I mean, people talk about his nerfs. I think Rashid's extremely strong. I think Poison's up there.
Definitely.
And am I missing someone? There's other characters after that. G is, crazy good. I think Yorian might be there. After those 4, I have to start thinking. So I'd say they're the top 4 that come to mind straight away. Just really good. And the others are kind of below that. At the moment, again, I'm still learning myself.
Clear-cut top 4, I guess. It's always the case, right? Like, it feels like there are like 4 more characters you could put in that top 5. But listen, Infectious, that was absolutely ridiculously entertaining to watch. You're really happy for you. And, your qualifier spot now confirmed to Capcom Cup. Before we let you go, just like any last word, someone you want to give shout-outs to or anything, the floor is yours.
Shout-outs to everybody who supports me, all the viewers, Milden Beast, and Team Beast, and yeah, everybody.
Much love to you, Infectious. Of course, shout out to everyone. I know the chat is a big fan, Infectious. I'm going to let you go and celebrate, have some fun today. You definitely deserve it. Thank you so much for joining us, Infectious.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Thank you. Wow, this is the smile of a relieved person, man. This is the face of a person who had all the pressure in the world in his shoulders, and right now he's like, whoo, deflated.
Man, I tell you what, like having so few people from each region qualifying is so like brutal. But man, honestly, like he's definitely one of the most deserving guys there to qualify for Capcom Cup, and yeah, I'm happy that he was able to make it. Like, great stuff to him.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's going to be exciting because that's going to be the thing, right? This Capcom Cup is going to offer some specific matchups that we've never seen before, because so many newcomers to Capcom Cup are going to show their face, maybe for the first time in this kind of environment. It's going to be quite interesting. But here we have it, guys. The Capcom Pro Tour, the European section of the Capcom Pro Tour comes to a close. The 4 qualified players are on the east side, Angry Birds and Phenom. On the west side, Takamura and Infectious. Of course, the season is absolutely not over because you still got a lot of CPT coming up. I believe Central America too is the next one to take place. So quite a few to watch on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. The upcoming tournaments are these one. You got Central America, Asia East, which is the one you absolutely should never miss ever. China as well a lot. Bro. And remember that the social media you can follow us on are pretty much all of them: Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram. Have some fun. Do hit that follow button on the Capcom Fighter, so media channel. And of course, do not forget that Street Fighter League is back and it's offline, and it feels so freaking good to watch some offline these days. It's been absolutely entertaining to watch the first episode on Thursday, and it's every single Thursday. So do make sure you tune in for these ones, because I don't know if you've watched that first one, Taryn. Like, of course, the teams are ridiculous. Quite a lot of set, of course, but it's really fun to watch.
It's just nice to see, Street Fighter and the FGC in general being back in an offline environment. Obviously, things at times are hard right now in the world, but Street Fighter League, lets us escape that for a little while, and it's really nice to see that everybody in their element again. So that's really cool. Shout out to Rob TV being an awesome host on there. And
big shout out to Rob TV, man. Absolute natural. Like, I genuinely enjoy, and it's good to have someone who knows the players, because you get some of the little extra interaction. But that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today for that CPT EU West 2. Infectious is our champion, but of course, remember that the SF5 hype never stops. Of course, you've got the Capcom Pro Tour, you've got Street Fighter League, you've got the winner stays in sessions, you've got quite a lot of tournament organizers around the world, and both of us as well. Tarrant Nosco UK, right there, streams a lot of Street Fighter 5 on Twitch. Myself as well, I stream a weekly event on Wednesday. I might take a break of this one this week, because I think a lot of the players after CPT we want a small break. The ones at the end are like, I'm gonna take it easy this week. So I think there's not gonna be a wanted this week on Wednesday, but do make sure you tune in, because every Wednesday we've got some of the very best in Europe facing in long sets on SF5, which is always very entertaining. But Tarrant, it's been a very fun weekend, man.
It has indeed, man. It's definitely been a great one for sure. So yeah, I guess we can close it out with a classic fist bump, and let's go, man. Right there, let's go. Yeah, let's go. All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Capcom, for having us on the stream, and thank you to you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys down the line. Take care for now, and we'll see you very soon. Thanks, everybody.